Welcome to Tutorial 7 Budget in Keynema Production Design. Let's go over how to prepare, structure, and present your budget. First, let's do a quick recap. In our project, we had an outlist that was automatically generated and that we could edit at any time. Then, in the set view of the outlist, we grouped multiple sets together, either by location, by concept, or by what was going to be shot within the same set. Doing that makes it easier to later organize and present a cleaner, more coherent budget. We also created categories inside our breakdown, where we began writing down everything we would need across different sets and sequences. In some cases, we even assigned props to specific characters. All of this work, besides being part of our natural workflow, also helps structure our budget. Because what Keynema does with all that information is generate a pre-filled, editable budget template to help us enter prices and calculate how much we're going to spend. If we click on the Budget button, we'll see that it's divided into three main sections. 1. Sets. 2. Character props. 3. General additional items. So those are the three major blocks of the budget: decor sets, character-related items, general concepts. Let's start with sets. Here we'll find each set listed separately, along with the items we wrote down during the breakdown. For example, the category Questions and Coordination doesn't necessarily require a price. So from the menu on the left, we can choose to hide that column. Let's say we barely use the Animals category. Maybe the supplier is going to charge a flat fee. In that case, we can hide the Animals column as well. Same goes for Vehicles. If we don't need to include pricing for that column, we can hide it to keep things cleaner. Now our budget will be easier to read, with only 3 or 4 visible columns. This matters because as we start entering prices, we'll not only see subtotals for each set, but also column subtotals at the very bottom. This gives us control over our budget categories, as well as per set and per character costs. As you'll see, the budget is quite long, since it's organized by set. First, we can hide the column panel on the left to give us more space. But also, we can change the structure of our budget. Instead of showing each set individually, we can present it by groups. For example, natural locations, which might include forest or garden sets, studio sets for interiors, exterior phase for street or open locations. This makes the budget much easier to present. That said, we still need to enter the costs set by set. The blue cells show where each element was added in our breakdown. That means if we wrote gate hinges in the construction column, we'll see it here, and we can now enter a price. That means if we enter a value in the blue cell for gate hinges optional, for example, 100, we'll instantly get the partial cost for that item. Now imagine the set decoration team needs to make an adjustment. Maybe they need to customize that same element. In that case, we can add 50 more in the set deck column for that item. We'll then see the updated subtotal for the entire item cost and the whole set as we add more items costs. We'll be able to track where our money is going and how much is assigned to each category. At the very bottom, we'll also see the total per column, which means totals for each department or category, not just per set. The same works for character props. We'll be able to see how much we're spending on each individual character, or the total for all characters combined. There it is. Then we can move on to general concepts, items that we can assign either to production or to our own department. This means our final total can include external charges or in-house charges depending on how we organize it. And again, just like with sets, we can switch the view to show items grouped either by decor groupings, character groupings, or general items. This grouped view makes the budget much easier to understand, especially for production. Everything we see here, this entire template, can be exported to a spreadsheet, which means we can continue managing our budget in Excel, numbers, or any other tool, and even do expense tracking down the line. All the numbers we've entered into Keynema will appear in that file with all the formulas already in place. So the exported file remains editable just like it is inside Keynema. Lastly, if we repeat an item across multiple sets, Keynema will mark it as repeated. So when that item appears again in another set's budget, we can choose not to assign it a price again. And quick recap. Your custom budget template is built automatically from your breakdown. You can easily choose which categories to include. You can present the budget group by sets for better clarity. You can add general items and assign them to the right department. What's next? In the next tutorial, we'll dive into the reports phase, where you can upload images and sketches linked to sets or locations, useful for visual references, site visits, and much more. See you in the next video.